Hello everyone and welcome to Girl Talk. We are filming at the fabulous Pink Poodle today here on Odana Drive. The ladies are outfitted.
A few of us are at least. Yeah,
I got my Poodle shoes.
At least you're rocking those great boots.
Poodle necklace.
Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah,
so
I
cool.
fell in love with them too, and I made my feet fit. I wasn't leaving without them.
Cinderella.
You know, right?
And Beth, the makeover artist, she actually decked me all out with pretty much everything. The dress, the bracelet, the bling.
fabulous.
And I'm noticing they match your toes, so maybe that's where she got her inspiration. You're perfectly pedicured.
I'm sorry you
toes.
can't see my toes. Or maybe that's a good thing.
Well,
I don't
those are
know.
Poodle shoes too.
Yes, that's
I keep
okay.
talking
Here we
about
go.
it, see?
There you
Toes
go.
match.
The whole
I
thing
know.
matches. I've down to the last detail.
That was purely coincidental, actually. But
Sorry, that was
Well,
just
you were
my
rocking it.
ADD brain. I'm like, they even match your toes.
I wish I could take credit for that, but no can do. Yeah, they have
Just did a
so much
great job.
women's wear here, but actually we're going to be looking in the men's department here today, and just a really good reminder that they have great men's stuff here too. We get all excited
Yeah.
about our women's clothing and that sort of thing. So the owner, Joe, is going to give us a little tour and
There's some pretty cool stuff. I mean, when I was off of one of the segments, I was kind of peeking around, and I was like, this would look so hot on my imaginary boyfriend.
that's the same boyfriend I have.
He's cheating.
You know, I know someone that was just recently in Scotland, and she said one thing she loved about the guys there is that they dress nicely. And, you know, not really dressing up, but with their jeans, they actually wear shoes instead of tennis shoes and
Right.
that kind of thing. And
It's funny that you say that because I'm actually from England. I grew up in England and I do kind of compare how guys dress there and how they do there, especially with their suits. Like, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with soccer, or as I would say, football. But the footballers are so fitted in their suits, and they just look fantastic. Whereas here, I think the feel is just a little more like baggy, and I mean, unless you're a celebrity, of course. Like
Sure.
George Clooney isn't going to come in with untailored pants,
Right.
but I don't know. I feel like the footballers, they're just so clean cut, or soccer players, I should say. Sorry.
The guys try a little harder over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it
Got
comes
good
down
lines
to.
going on. Yeah.
And their haircuts, like everything is just, it's extreme, but it's very well put together and polished. And so it's funny that you talked about Scotland, because obviously we're Scotland and England.
And you said you're maybe headed out there for a little
Yes,
vacay.
my son and I are going. My dad lives out there, and I have 5 sisters there.
Oh my gosh.
And now 3 more.
Right?
3 more. You guys all want to come?
Pack me in your suitcase.
Yeah, so I'm bringing my son out. Only one of my sisters has actually met my son, and 4 other ones haven't yet. And
So this will be baby's first
amazing.
trip.
Yes.
Huh? Are you nervous
so
about that?
I'm a little nervous. Flying on the plane with them, you know, it's
It's gonna be a long
It's
flight.
a-
Huh?
Yeah.
12-hour flight almost.
Yeah.
So, but thankfully the airline that I'm flying with, they're going to provide a baby cot for me.
Oh,
For him to sleep in and to sit in and
That's
stuff like that. So
awesome.
that's definitely brought my anxiety down.
Right.
Is
to
he,
know
is
that I
he
don't
a
have to hold him.
crier or?
No, he's actually really, really good, and I think he would only cry if maybe his ears hurt. Otherwise, he's going to be just like flirting with anyone who's
Yeah.
around him and
So
just
kind of-
playing. He's really good, actually.
It reminds me, my mom recently told me this story that when I was a baby, I never cried, and she was very concerned that something was wrong with me. And so she actually brought me to this traveling statue at our church and
Tried to make you cry.
and prayed for me because she thought that something was seriously wrong because I never cried. But that's a blessing, I
Did she
think.
try just pinching you really hard?
I don't know what she did, but she
Again,
thought that
I'm not allowed
something
to have
was
children.
going on.
We're going to have to
Never
step out real
still
soon
out.
here, gals. We do have Kleins coming on. We'll talk about some container gardening. That'll be really interesting. It's definitely the season finally for that.
Finally.
Yeah, and when we come back from our break, we will talk with our favorite Madison geek. Kalel Cunningham from Madison Geeks is going to come on and help us with some of that cloud storage confusion. I know I've got it.
Yeah.
I need help with that for sure.
We'll be right back after this.
Hi, and welcome back to Girl Talk. We're filming here at the Pink Poodle off of Dana Road, and later we're going to talk to you about men's fashion. But right now we've got Kalal, our favorite geek from Madison Geeks. He's going to tell us all we need to know about our computer savvy stuff that I know nothing about. Okay, so even our first topic of conversation today, online backups. I have no idea what they are. Right. Can you tell me about them? And then also, how secure are they?
Okay. Online backups, as we have more and more data that we need to not lose, to keep on thumb drives, external hard drives, or just on our computer, we get more worried that we're going to lose something. So online backups is kind of an extra space. It's a hard drive out in the cloud. So this is an area where we can take, our pictures, our data, music files, and actually store it in Google and Amazon, and just kind of store it in the cloud, so we can gain access to that from our cell phones, from our laptop, from pretty much any device that we want to access that. And if those devices then die, it doesn't matter. We get a new computer or a new phone, but then we have access to
log back into them. So essentially, like Google has their own cloud, which is Apple, correct?
Yep. So Google has their own cloud, which is going to be Google's base. Apple actually has the iCloud.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, all the major players have their own cloud storage. Now, in terms of how secure they are, that's somewhat of a gray area.
Sure.
Most of these providers have encrypted their data. So then if someone goes and hacks that company, they're only getting scrambled information. But you have to really look closely to those terms of services and do some research on your own, because it's possible that they don't really have an encryption process in place. So if it gets hacked, then it's like, okay, well, all that secure data, all my information is now vulnerable to the rest of the world. So you want to really make sure you're choosing and looking closely at how they're saying that their information is secure.
Sure.
Oh, very important.
Well, that's terrifying.
What was
that?
Just ask Kalal, he'll tell you what's up.
Yeah.
So if I call somebody for help with my computer and they remotely log in, is that safe?
Well, we do a lot of remote support. So we come in remotely. The biggest trick is really know who you're talking to. If it's just some 1-800 number that you get off the internet, that's not safe, and that's where a lot of people are getting, exposed to having their machines exploited and eventually getting scammed. So really know who you're talking to. If it's a local company or a local technician or someone you work with, or even a family member, just kind of know who's about to come in remotely and help you access and fix your problems on your machine. If you're talking to someone, in a different country, then you have no idea what they're going to be doing on your machine, if they're secretly stealing files from the background of your machine. So again, it's kind of a gray area, but you really want to just not trust anyone. Like in terms of having someone come into your home, really kind of know who's coming into your space, and that also includes your computer.
Right. So keep it local.
Yeah,
call
keep it local. Call us, and we'll exactly. You can find us if you run into a problem.
Right.
Yeah. Over there.
You know where we're at.
So could you tell us what a Chromebook is and why it's so cheap?
Okay. Well, more and more we see these advertisings. We see Chromebooks. We see the Microsoft Surface tablets, a tablet kind of hybrid between a tablet and a laptop. And then Apple has like the Apple Air as well. So you see a lot of these, what used to be a larger device get very small. Now, in terms of a Chromebook, these devices are specifically designed to just go online. So even though it's a laptop, it has the full feeling of a laptop. It's a very simple device, and so they're very, very inexpensive. One, because Google's pushing them very hard, so the cheaper they are, hopefully more people are going to buy them and bring them into their homes and businesses. But then two, a lot of people are not, going and needing to do much on their machine anymore. What do you do when you turn on your phone, you turn on your computer? You're going online, you're going to a website, you're checking your email. All that stuff is cloud-based, so Google's allowing for you to get what's called a Chromebook. It's a very simple operating system, but when it opens up, it's just a web browser. And so it just gets you right to the internet. The one thing though is you definitely need internet access. You can't do much without internet access for a device like that.
Do they have them built in? Because I'm kind of thinking it sounds like an iPad but with a keyboard.
Yep, some of them, some of them have the internet built in. It depends if like AT&T is providing it to you, but otherwise usually you use it on your Wi-Fi or a hotspot from your phone provider.
So you wouldn't have like a bunch of you wouldn't have a CD jack or like USB
it's
or anything?
You have a couple USB ports and that's about it. No CD-ROM drive. It's just very simple otherwise.
Wow, that's interesting to think about. And I just want to take it back to the online backup real quick. Do you have a preference between like Google's or Amazon's or Apple?
Right. All three of those are pretty secure. Apple had some issues a couple of years ago with pictures getting, out into the public.
Sure.
So really, you just have to. It's hard to say. You got to do your own research. Google's been really good. Amazon has a really good backup system. You have Dropbox, Box.net. There's a lot of them out there, but you have to really kind of do some research and figure out, because if you're seeing problems, then you're going to have some issues there with that particular provider. So,
great. Thank you so much for
No
being
problem.
here again,
Thank you for
Paul.
having me.
Check them out at Madison Geeks. Stay tuned. We've got Sue Klein from Kleins Floral coming up next.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. Our next guest has been beautifying Madison since 1913. And darn, doesn't she look good for being over 100 years old. This is Sue Klein from Kleins Floral and Greenhouses. Thanks for joining us, Sue.
Thank you.
And Sue has brought with her all kinds of things here. We'll talk about planting in containers. And before Sue gets us all into the details of the how, let's talk about the fact that she's got a special, what is it, potting shed?
Potting shed where people can bring in pots or purchase pots at the store and then plant everything right there at the greenhouse. So you don't have to worry about a mess at home, and there's no cost for the soil, just of course cost for the plants and a pot if you do purchase that. But yeah, I mean, when you're planting container gardens, I did bring one that's all complete right here. First of all, you're going to want to figure out if you're going to put it in a sunny location or a shady location, and then kind of go from there.
Okay. So before we get all excited, know that you can create these things right over at their place. You can bring your own pot if you already have a container, right?
Right.
Or you can just buy everything there and no mess at home.
I know.
Love that
I
idea.
love that, yes.
Me too.
And get some cool ideas of which ones to put together and all that great stuff.
And good
Right.
soil, that you said
Right.
the soil is
Yep.
available.
So, when you pick out a container for outside, just make sure there's a drainage hole, because if it's raining, it's going to fill up with water pretty quickly otherwise. But pick out a good soil. We recommend the Stafford brand here. And when you're doing a container, you look for a thriller, a filler, and a spiller. So like over here, this one here has this corkscrew.
Love
This
this
little
one.
combination, this would be the thriller. And then the filler, will be like the coleus and the begonias. You're going to kind of fill the pot up. And then the spiller is going to, of course, hang over, so it would be like the ivy.
Sure.
Sure.
Something that's cascading over the edge.
So this would be a shady location, morning sun, late day sun. That would be good.
So you think about where it's going to go on your patio, your walkway,
deck, right,
your
exactly.
deck. Sure. Okay. All right.
So this would be more of a sunny combination here. So the grasses are great thrillers. And then this one here has some daisies and geraniums. That would be the filler. And the lantana could kind of be a spiller, the little yellow flower there.
Oh, okay.
And that one attracts butterflies and hummingbirds, which
This one
everyone's really into right now, yes. That would be, yep. And then the spiller would be that little springerite fern, or this one here is a sweet potato vine, and that's going to cascade over and fill up a lot of space.
And this is a sun.
This is a sunny one, yes.
Okay. And you would help us with that there.
Absolutely.
As to whether it's a
Absolutely.
shade or that kind of thing.
Well, and that's good to know too for your house, for your exterior, just landscaping. So not just pots, but like putting it in the ground,
Exactly.
like where you're going to put it.
Right.
And I remember the first time, because I bought it for closure last year, and I came in, I'm like, I'm going to go see Sue. And I loaded up a cart full of these gorgeous flowers, and I bring it on up, and then I'm like, I can't wait for these to come back every year. You're like, those are annuals.
Right. So yes, and these are all annuals here. So annuals will die out at the end of the season. Perennials are the ones that come up every year.
So good to know.
Exactly.
So thank goodness I was in the right place, because you could tell me which ones to buy and
Right.
where to put them
right.
for sun or shade, 'cause that makes a big difference. Big difference.
It sure does. And with the pots, so if you brought in your own pot, I've heard that it's really important that you clean it out well, that it
Yes.
could carry. Why don't you explain why that's
Just
important?
just make sure that it's clean, that there's no germs from the previous year.
You could bring fungus or problems.
Exactly.
From an
you don't
old
want to
plant.
transfer that to the new one.
Okay,
Right.
so scrub it out before
Scrub it
you
out
bring
real good.
in.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
Interesting. So could you have these shaded ones indoors?
some people have good luck. Well, definitely the ivy over here. I mean, that is considered an indoor house plant as well.
Okay.
The begonias, yes, coleus. A lot of people, you know, because you spend a lot of money on these plants, and at the end of the season, you don't want them to just freeze. So people, if it's in a container, you can bring it inside and enjoy it all winter as well.
Sure, sure. Well, and I rent, so I mean,
right.
I don't have a lot of space outside, but I have tons, well, not tons, but I got space inside.
Right. Right.
It's a great way to decorate, you know, since you can't paint the walls or take out, or, you know,
Right.
can't change it structurally or
Make it
do
your
anything
own.
permanent. You can bring your plants with you to your next place.
So when you have a container, make sure you put good fertilizer in. I brought a couple different choices. There's Osmocote. It's a slow release fertilizer, so you just sprinkle it on the pot every time you water. Fertilizer is released.
Oh.
And then there's also a water soluble that you mix with water and then you add every time that you water. So a couple choices.
Well, Sue's going to take care of you if it's a new item for you or something you want to try. Check out the potting shed. You can go yourself. You can make it a little ladies' night out or a family night event. If you'd like to reserve some time there, just give them a call.
Give us a call.
Great. Well, we're out of time, Sue. Can't wait till next time.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with men's fashion at the Pink Poodle. Welcome back to Girl Talk. This is our final segment. We're at the Pink Poodle. It's on Odana Road, and when we think of the Pink Poodle, we think of women's fashion mostly. I'm with Joe Testa. He's a co-owner of Pink Poodle. He and his wife Beth own this place. Joe, thanks for meeting with us today. Joe's going to remind us that there's more than just glitter and bling. What else is going on at the Pink Poodle?
Well, we have a really nice men's section, and it's not near as large as the women's, but I'll tell you, there's just a fantastic selection here of things that you could find. It's like walking into a department store. You're not limited to just one style, one fashion. You really have all the different brands here. I thought we'd start today with just looking at my very usual comfortable casual look, which is just a nice pair of jeans. This time of year, I love linen shirts, long sleeve linen shirts. My favorite jeans are Tommy Bahamas, just because of the way they fit comfortably, but they're really medium priced. You know, you can find them if you go to a Tommy Bahamas store anywhere from say $98 to about $118 a pair. Here we'd sell them for about $49 a pair in excellent condition. Linen shirts, this is a polo linen shirt. Shoes are just a nice pair of resale shoes that I found, Cole Haans, that are just really excellent condition and wonderful for resale.
I know we Girl Talk girls get excited about the shoe department because
Yeah.
it's so fantastic. I kind of forgot about shoes for the guys.
Yeah, we have really a nice selection, and we get just a little bit of everything. People bring in their sandals, they'll bring in their hiking shoes, they'll bring in their cowboy boots. We had someone recently bring in size 13 Gucci shoes.
You never know what's
going
to show up.
Right. But today I brought along my best friends. This is my one good friend with his summer look. He's got the nice white casual polo pants on and a beautiful brand new sweater. Tags are still on it.
Wow.
of Ralph Lauren. And over here, a nice pair of chaps shorts and a really nice Burberry polo shirt.
Yep, I saw the plaid inside
Yeah.
there. That sure looks nice.
And so just a fraction of the price of what you'd find in a regular retail store.
Yeah, so for example, with this shirt, what would...
I believe the price on this shirt was around $49, but I'll double check. $59.
Okay.
$59 for a Burberry shirt. But you're probably in a regular Burberry store, you're going to pay well over $200 just
Oh
for a
my
polo
goodness.
shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, and so we'll be taking a look at some of the more fashion.
We're actually going to look at a whole rack of clothing and just do some real comparative listing and showing exactly how the differences work between what you would pay if you were buying resale or buying online compared to what you would pay at a resale store.
all the way from polos up to suits.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Let's take a look at those things.
Okay, great.
Well, Joe, you looked quite comfortable in your jeans and your linen shirt. And now through the magic of television, you are styling and rocking a great-looking suit and tie.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, to this part of the segment, I thought it would be fun to really just go through and show the different things that are really available here. We talked briefly earlier about it's like walking into a department store where you're not going to find just one style, one designer, but you really can find a whole selection. We looked already at the jeans, Bermuda shorts, casual wear, casual shirts, shoes.
Yeah.
But here, I prepared a rack of clothing that I thought would be kind of fun to do a little bit of a comparative listing of pricing.
Pricing. All right.
Yeah, so I wanted to start with just a simple, nice little spring kind of jacket. It's a faux leather of by guess, it's actually brand new, which originally retailed for $168, and we have it here for $90, but it was brand new to begin with.
Brand new.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yeah. And then I have several suits, and you'll notice that there's probably about 7 of them there, and they go from low price to high price. So I just wanted to kind of give you a sampling of what you would find. This first one is a Banana Republic checkered suit. Now, if you went online and did a little shopping to find out what you would typically expect to pay for this, it would range anywhere from $160 to $450. But our price here is $59.99.
60 bucks?
Yeah, that's a pretty dramatic
Wow.
difference. This one is a
Yeah.
Joseph A. Banks suit. Really nice summer look because it's nice and light color and it's a lighter weight.
Yeah.
And if you were to look for that anywhere, you would find it anywhere listed from $395 all the way up to $300 for their various suits. Here we have it for $99. A Kenneth Cole suit. This one typically would find maybe at Macy's for $200 to $400. We have it, I believe, for $79.99.
Wow.
So you get a little bit of
Yeah.
an idea of pricing. I'm going to skip ahead now.
Okay.
So get into a little bit more expensive. Now, Hugo Boss.
Oh,
That's
sure.
one of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
I happen to be wearing a Hugo Boss, and I want to come back to that in a second, but everything I have on came from the Pink Poodle.
Okay.
This is total resale look.
Me too.
So I know, and most people know what our budgets are, and we know our budgets when we're out reselling is very, very different than when we're out retail shopping. I can afford a whole lot more and better quality when I'm looking at resale. So here's a beautiful Hugo Boss suit. These range all the way up to $1,500, with the average price being around $795.
Feels like it.
It's
feels-
beautiful. They're
wow.
Italian made. So this is at the Pink Poodle for $299, which is a huge difference than the $800 normal ticket price.
So you're hoping that you're the lucky guy that fits that suit,
Yes,
right?
yes. This is a gorgeous Burberry suit. And again, one of those things that would probably retail at Nordstrom's for about $1,400. And we have it here at the Pink Poodle for $200.
Amazing.
So a huge difference.
Right.
Then my favorite one that came in more recently is a beautiful Italian designer, Canali. These typically go for around $2,000. And we have it for, I believe, $399,
$399.
which is a huge difference. Beautiful, beautiful Italian suit.
Yeah.
Then to jump down into some casual look.
Sure.
Nice and yet still stylish, J. Crew. And we have them for $19.99, but they're probably about $59 or $69 at a J. Crew store.
Sure, everybody knows that name.
Yeah, Tommy Bahama shorts. Saks Fifth Avenue's brand of threads are well over $150, and we have them for, I believe, $89. And then if you're looking for the island look, there's some really nice simple swimsuits, and these recently came in. They're billabongs, and they're brand new. Brand new billabongs that probably would have retailed for, oh, let's see if I can find it, $50, and we have them for $19.99.
Very good.
Tags still on them, so 2 billabongs.
Cool.
And then Tommy Bahamas, these typically range anywhere from $98 to $118 or $128. Beautiful silk island wear shirts.
Gorgeous. I love this.
Yeah, and we'll sell them for $49 to $59 depending. If the tags are still on them, we'll put them at $59.
And they feel great. We're
And
almost
if
out of time, Joe. Is there
Okay.
something you really want us to get
Yes,
to?
I'm going to skip ahead. We have
All right.
wonderful Armani sports jackets. Again, just a fraction of the cost. And then my favorites, I don't know if many people know about these trench coats, but Sanyo, very expensive, typically $800 to $900. Even at off Fifth, you would find it for no less than, say, $400.
Wow.
And we have it for probably about $200.
Amazing stuff, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to see more, stop in yourself, and Joe's going to be happy to walk you through the department, help you find your bargain. Thank you, Joe, for your
Thank you.
time. Thanks
Thank
to
you.
all of our guests, and thank you for watching Girl Talk. We'll see you next time.